Hi, this is Rachel Daly presenting my Assignment 5. My Assignment 5 project is a project focused towards my Spanish 4 students at Williamsport High School. They have a reality and fantasy unit that focuses on myths and legends in Mayan and Aztec cultures. Legends focused on natural phenomenons, things that occur in nature, why animals do what they do. And throughout the unit, they are going to be exposed to many original legends, reading them, doing some predicting, doing some alternative ending writing, and their final project is going to be to develop their own story, their own legend as to why things happen the way they happen. To many times in indigenous culture, stories were developed to explain why things happened, because there wasn't an understanding originally of why things happened through science. So the stories existed to for the explanations. So while there is understanding of why eclipses happen, why earthquakes happen, why tornadoes happen, students are to create a story that explains why these happen. And they need to share it by narrating a video, creating a video and narrating it. Students will be given a project sheet to establish what they need to incorporate. This is their success criteria, and a rubric so they can see how they can be scored, how they can be graded. And I made this video in a previous assignment that can be used as inspiration for kickoff to describe what the assignment is. So the video reiterates their project sheet with their rubric to just a different way to introduce a concept to them rather than me standing up in front of them and explaining it. They can watch the video, and the video is helpful for students who are possibly absent and weren't there for that first day, the first introduction of the assignment. Students are able to use whatever app they would like. The apps that will work best to incorporate all these elements are iMovie, Adobe Spark, or Stop Motion Studio, a stop motion creation app. What I want the students to be able to achieve through this unit, these objectives are not just for the project, but essentially for the unit. I want them to be able to comprehend ancient Spanish civilization legends, the ones that we're reading, seeing why there's why dogs are afraid of wolves, why the leaves change, why there's a bunny in the moon. I want them to be able to have comprehension of these ancient legends. They'll be able to identify and describe legends using the vocabulary acquired through this unit. They'll be able to communicate in the past tense through narrating this story. They'll be able to write and narrate their writing. Through the writing, they'll be able to express doubt and mystery in their stories. They'll be able to organize and establish a beginning, middle, and end. That will be required. One of the elements in the rubric that their story is organized. And they'll be able to use an application to strategically share their message, to use the best app for them to communicate their story with their classmates. What the students will be including in their final project is oral narration. So they will be speaking during their video. Excuse me. They'll be incorporating some background music like the background music in my intro video that I showed them, that I will be showing them. They'll also need to include written subtitles in their work that match what their narration is saying. Um, when learning a world language, it's good to flood the senses to not only hear the words, but also to be able to see the words that you're hearing. Students have that visual component and they have that auditory component that they're seeing and hearing the words at the same time. The subtitles will not be in English, rather, the subtitles are in Spanish, so their audience can read the words as they're also narrating them. So they'll be incorporating text into their video, and then also, of course, their video. They're recording the motions, recording drawings, but creating a video. So how will I know that their objectives are met? I'll be using the rubric on their project sheet to evaluate, were they able to create a beginning and middle and end in their story? did they utilize their app well? Their final product will show, did they incorporate all of those elements? Do they have written narration, or do they have written subtitles to go along with their narration? Did they hit all of those pieces? The standards that go along with this are standard 5B and 6C. This gives the students an opportunity to create. These standards are all about giving students, putting the power in the students' hands, providing them with an opportunity to tinker, to toy with, and to create. So about this project, some thoughts. I'm thinking about some things that could trip students up. This is a group work assignment, and many times when students are working in groups, some will work harder than others, some may lag behind, some may not pull their weight, so group work can be a challenge for them, but there will be a peer evaluation that students will be accountable for their actions, so that could potentially eliminate issues with group work. Enough class time could be an issue, making sure that students are using their class time diligently. When we have 30 minutes to work, those 30 minutes are filled with work time rather than chat time. It could be an issue for fast finishers, those who finish work quickly. I may need to have some other assignments or a side ongoing assignment that they can work on while their classmates are working on finishing their work. Access to technology will be easy as long as we're in school. The students will have their iPads to use. However, if work needs to continue outside of class, that's when things get tricky, as not all students have Wi-Fi access at home. However, throughout our entire county, there are some Wi-Fi hotspots that students can go to, but do they have rides? Can they get there? So as long as they're within the school, within the classroom, and using their time wisely, they can get their assignment done. Another issue that could arise is when it comes time to present. In this particular class, there are 32 students. So that makes for a lot of videos. Students will have the choice to work alone. They could create their own independent video, or they could work with others. So we could have as many as 32 videos if all students want to work alone. However, that's not usually the case, but we could have around 10, 12 videos. And is that a good use of class time to share all those videos? Will it engage students to watch those videos during class time? Many times when student work is shared, I like to have gallery walks so my students can pick and choose the ones that they're watching, and I usually provide an active listening or an active viewing assignment to go along with what they're watching. Something generic, something for them to look for some generic info, to retell what happened in the work they saw, or to evaluate it, to critique it using that rubric to see for themselves, to understand the rubric better, so to understand their own grade better. So that, in a nutshell, is my project. I'm really looking forward to executing it and hoping it goes well. Thanks for watching. Bye.